Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Neuvillette. Neuvillette would freak out seeing you pass out in front of him. It wasn't like he usually saw this happen and had to deal with it. If he saw it happen, then it was never really his responsibility. And most of the time, other people would deal with such matters. It was never his own problem, and never something he had to think about. So you doing that suddenly certainly was well enough for him to start panicking. Immediately, he carried you in his arms and held you close to him. Lion, please, darling, if you can hear me. Emilzy stopped him as he just tried to talk to you. Monsieur Neuvillette, I don't really think she's awake. Perhaps you should take her to a doctor, the Melusine said. And he looked at her before nodding. She was right. Of course he had to take you to a doctor. Maybe something went wrong. Either way, it doesn't matter. He was going to make sure that you're fine right now. And that's why he immediately listens and does just that. And it's actually a little bit cute, because even though you wake up only an hour later, and it's only because you forgot to eat in the morning and got dizzy as a result, he's very upset and very careful with you, treating you like you're made out of glass. Lion, my darling, I'm truly sorry. Sorry? For what, Neuvillette? You didn't do anything. Please, I don't need to hear any excuses. I'm truly sorry, Lion. And I didn't mean to do this, or just leave you alone like this. Leave me alone? Ah, Neuvillette, you can be truly adorable at times, but you didn't leave me alone or anything. I'm perfectly fine. I just passed out. Most humans actually pass out. At least that's what I think. But I'm perfectly fine. Even the doctor told me so. I just have to remember to eat next time and run a blood test. But other than that, I think I'm very well. I would know, you say, trying to reassure him. And he looks at you hesitantly, as if he's not really quite sure. And it's adorable just how protective he is over you. Then, he wraps his arms around you tightly, burying his face into your neck, and basking into the feeling of your warmth and the smell of your scent. It's truly all he needs, that reassurance of you being fine and alright. It's all he needs to feel and think of. He was a little bit overwhelmed, and though it seemed ridiculous and may seem that way to everyone else, that a down dragon sovereign would be overwhelmed just because he was, well, he saw his partner pass out. It was the truth. He was still learning a lot, and he will do his best to learn everything about you and take proper care of you. Lyney panics a lot when it concerns people he cares about, but for the most part he can also remain stable. He knows that you simply just passed out, and that you're not dying or anything. So, although he worries what might have caused this, he remains rational and carries you all the way over to your bed. There are many questions he has on his mind, many things he wonders, but he knows that the time to ask them will eventually come. For now, he just needs to take care of you. And so he spent 30 minutes trying to see what might have caused this in his own head, while making sure that you're alright, breathing well, and that nothing seemed amiss. And he called for a doctor too, just to check up on you. although it was very late at night. But he waited there, holding your hand and squeezing it. He had many worries and many concerns, but giving you ample time to answer them once you were actually able seemed to be the better idea here. And after the doctor came and told him that nothing was wrong with you and gave him some medicine, he also told him to run some tests just in case. But for now, it seemed to be barely anything and something easily avoidable and treatable. But Lyney also wondered just how you could neglect yourself like this and your own health when it was the most important thing in the world. He knew this would not be answered soon enough, but when he woke up, he was all over you, kissing your cheeks and your forehead, holding your hand and squeezing it gently. My love, you worried me. I was worried something bad happened. And even worse, I thought there was really something wrong with your health. I called the doctor and you seemed to be fine, but he asked for some tests, so he'll do them too, if you don't mind. He laughed softly, looking at him, and the way he seems to be so concerned. You know, Lyney, he can be adorable at times, but I assure you I'm fine. It's probably nothing. But please, Wyan, I want you to do the tests, just in case. I want to make sure you're fine. Oh, Lyney, I guess so. I will do them, but just for you, okay? Nothing more and nothing less. He smiled at that, although he wished you would do them for yourself. He knew that he had a special place in your heart, and when you could take advantage of that, he would without hesitation. It was something nice to acknowledge and remember, and you always reminded him of that, so it was not something he could easily forget. And right now, as he looked at you, he couldn't help but remember to be grateful that you are fine and healthy, and he wrapped his arms around you, holding you close, as the two of you stayed in silence, relieved by the other's presence.